better explain how we are structured and how we operate, I would like to present you a chart that shows more or less how we operate. We believe that we have 3 children under our responsibility, triplets, we work with, as we call them, and the vertically integrated process can be broken down into 3, the farm, the roaster, and the packaging company. This primarily our packed coffee is available in 3 ways. The Café Las Flores Rainforest Alliance in bags of 1 pound that comes 100% from our farm at El Progreso. The Café Las Flores Big Harvest, which is a mixture of our own coffee and coffee from the northern regions of Nicaragua. We used to be only the growers and packers of our own coffee, but now we are buyers as well. We can produce approximately 2,000 pounds of coffee per day. In our company in particular, this activity of Café Las Flores represents more than half of our income. The entire Café Las Flores family and our operating activities that have been growing in the last 5 years, every year approximately by 26%. Café Retail, which is one of the stores we have 2 such stores. One is in El Viejo Santo Domingo, a pretty exclusive area in the city of Managua, and another located in the international airport. I hope that most of us will go back to our countries of origin by plane and will be able to visit one of these stores. And finally, the tourism division, which is something we do in our property, which is located next to the Mombacho Volcano Natural Reserve, which is the 2nd most visited tourist destination in Nicaragua. We are just beside the nature reserve, and the statistics show that we have 30,000 visitors per year. The El Progreso farm has the honor of capturing 100% of these people, and in terms of business travelers, approximately 40%, because all these people come to our farm, become familiar with what we have, they have a free cup of coffee, and they become familiar with what we have in our 3rd store. This week we just opened the 3rd store, Café Las Flores Morgan store, in our farm El Progreso. All of our products and our offer is available online. We don't have internet access at the time, but I hope that at some point you will have an opportunity to go to cafelasflores.com, the website you see on the screen, and visit our webpage. We have links with different prestige organizations, which I would like to talk about in the future if someone is individually interested. In general, to Marco and me, people often ask us what it is that we put into Café Las Flores for it to taste so good and so distinctly. And the truth is, few people know our secret recipe. If Coca-Cola does not share its secret recipe, Café Las Flores is going to do it now. And let me tell you what the recipe for success is. Our recipe for success is our values. The fact that we are a family of people who are committed to what we do. We love what we do. We are entrepreneurs who work very hard so that we and the external family of Café Las Flores, which is your own families, have an opportunity to have memorable life experiences related to Café Las Flores, so that together we will give this world and future generations a highly responsible legacy of commitment. This is the part that I would be most passionate about, and I would like to dwell on this. I could spend the whole day, but I think that we can use the questions and answers section for us to work better. But I would like to highlight the specific values of our social impact program. One, our farm is Rainforest Alliance certified, which does not mean only the good agricultural practices, but also the fact that we are community leaders in terms of how we work with our collaborators and how we earn recognition from the community in different ways and in different impact forms. We have this recognition of corporate social responsibility magazine for children, Bacho. It's a coloring book in English and Spanish, and in this first edition, Bacho, who is a child of one of the farmers, one of our workers, explains what the coffee process is like. This is a fun way, an adventuresome way to explain to children how coffee Las Flores is produced, but also it's a way for them to learn family values and environmental values in this small booklet. The third point I would like to highlight is our participation in the TESON project, Café Las Flores, a project that's led by Marco, We also have this project to clean our coasts and natural destinations in the city of San Juan del Sur, which could be replicated in Granada, in the small islands, and in the communities around the Mombacho volcano. In our farm, we have a wealth of flora and fauna, and every 3 months we do a monitoring of the number of birds. We have an endless number of different species of flora and fauna. Out of 226 hectares in the natural reserve, 120 contain new species, rare species. We have also other strategies that we apply. We just launched the use of compostable materials in our stores. In our stores, we make heavy use of waste materials, cups, plastic cups. We not only do we want to feel proud of what we are doing in a responsible manner, but we also want our customers to understand why Café Las Flores does this, so that what we do as consumers can be replicated for the benefit of our providers. Behind every big man there is a big woman, and behind every big brand you have an excellent company and an excellent team. I would have liked this meeting to be much larger, to give a profile of the 70 people who are involved in the Café Las Flores family, but very quickly I will mention the 5 key persons in the executive team. Marco, who you met, he's an entrepreneur and leader, not just because of the way he has managed his own business, but also for his high social conscience and environmental conscience. Myself, Eugenia Zavala, I have experience in the management of brands and tourism and public relationships. Juan de Dios Jarquín, our financial manager with an MBA from INCAE. He also worked for fishing companies. Freddy Gonzalez has been working with our family for 25 years. He has been leading these values since then, and Eric Bonilla, who manages the tourism department of Café Las Flores. This person has been with us for 11 years, and he's leading in a sense of excellence our tour guides, and he supports us in the provision of our tour services. What are we going to? Our 3 activities together complement one another. Any strategy that we launch with respect to one has an effect, has a direct benefit on others. And for all 3, like I said, we love our 3 children all the same, and we are concerned that they develop and become educated and grow. As to our packed coffee, we would like to sell internationally, improve our online sales, and expand our coverage. With our stores, we want to reach more people. It's not just having more stores so we can generate more money. It's to be part of the lives of more Nicaraguans, so we have to be physically where they are. Today we will be talking about tourism for several reasons. Because in terms of investment, we have the installed capacity for tourism, first. Second, any effect that our tourism program may have will be directly relevant to the other 2 areas of operation. And 3, because even the smallest project in tourism has the greatest social and environmental impact along the chain. Maybe you were able to notice the 3 previous photographies that discussed 3 projects. One is a meeting center, then is a deck for yoga, and a course on low courts. We have lots of value in our farm. We receive many visitors, but in terms of the time of the year, we want to confirm that throughout the year we will have a successful tourism operation. We don't want to work just in the high season. We want to be capable of providing a high impact during the low tourist season as well. So we want to build a meeting center, or a conference center, that will be used not just for meetings or social shows, but also for seminars, for team growth, complemented with the rope game, which is not just a tourist attraction. At the farm, not only do we have a farmhouse, but we also have a way to explain how Café Las Flores is made, and we have a complete structure, a canopy structure, where people can do adventure tourism over the farm, over our coffee plantations, and also they can do bird watching tours in the early morning. We want to diversify our products in tourist terms, and we want to be able to offer Nicaraguan companies and even foreign companies, most of which are trying to find places to do teamwork and motivate their staff that are not generally done in the premises but elsewhere. We want to bring these people here so that they can become identified with human, spiritual, and natural values, and we want to take them there, which is where our values converge, so that they can hold their meetings there. In terms of yoga, we have had an excellent opportunity to work with a highly recognized American company. They bring incentive tourism, people of a very high profile who know exactly what they want, but this is for health tourism. Much of our agenda would have to do with working with the Café Las Flores and the El Progreso Farm teams, but the better the infrastructure we have, the greater the chances that the entire agenda will take place in the farm. We need an investment in the sum of $125,000. We did not want to give the figure for the other two areas of operation because we think that though people can be interested in other areas of our business, we have the information available for you if you need it. But for the purpose of this meeting, and now that I mentioned the reason why we want to focus on tourism, I can repeat that we would need an investment in the order of $125,000. We have a number of tourists who organized a meeting in our farm. They paid us for the service. And for the coming year, we are expecting to increase that by 40%, not including the other part of the pie, which is the customers for the other services. I mean, new customers that would come to us because of the opening of our new tourism services. Currently, throughout Granada, the Granada region, which is the region of Nicaragua that gets the most visits, we only have 3 adventure tourism companies. 1 is us, 2 is the Mombacho Nature Reserve, and 3, another canopy tour company. They received approximately 600 tourists last year in terms of safety, sales. I mean, in all senses, our offer compares favorably. They offer canopy services as well, but we are way above them in terms of strategy and positioning. So, we would really love it if we could diversify our product mix. We would really love it if we could have your trust to make it to that point. And to conclude, I would like to share this picture that was taken from our water pond. I'm sure that you will go to our farm on Friday, because this is a very well-known place, because of the resources that nature so generously gives us, are given back to nature, are devolved to nature. This is a view of the sunset from our farm. I wanted to share this picture because the sunlight, the sun over there, tells us where we want to go. And the sun appears to be so close, but we actually need to go a long way. We want to reach the sun, no matter how, in a cart or in a plane. But we want to make it to the sun, and your help will help us make it there faster. I thank you very much for your cooperation in being here with us, and I kindly invite you to join the effort of Café Las Flores. Thank you.
Yes, in this process, and thanks to this process, I talked to and consulted with my 2 brothers who are the owners, and in the past few years we've been putting a lot of money into the company, in fact. And currently we decided strategically to seek out only debt structures and not opt for investment or equity capital. Can you tell us a little bit about the industry aspect, prospects for growth, and so on? Here in Nicaragua. Yes, Nicaragua, tourism in Nicaragua is one of the interests where There has been more and more incentives in 1999. Law 306 was passed in 1999 with a number of benefits. When we got into the tourism world in 2001, we opted to work with that law and are now renewing our process because you have to do that every 10 years. Nicaragua received 1 million tourists last year in 2010. Growth over the past few years has been 7 to 10% per annum in the past few years. And what we're seeing now is, one, there is a greater supply in terms of destinations. There's more things people can do, more places to go. What existed 10 years ago is nothing compared to the more destinations. 6 years ago, there were only people with backpacks, people looking for hostels, with a budget of $5, $10, $20 far beneath the averages in the region. Now we are seeing a more disposable income for tourists. In other words, tourists are coming, they're spending a little bit more. So services, tours such as ours, that may cost $15 to $30 per tour. Before, that just didn't fit into the profile of tourists visiting Nicaragua. So we're seeing an increase also in the amount of money the type of tourists that coming to Nicaragua is willing to spend. We're seeing a more significant flow of tourists and also more shall we say, touristical intercourse between Costa Rica and Nicaragua. More people visiting Costa Rica are also coming to Nicaragua and vice versa. And also we're very much blessed by the fact that we are practically on the tourism corridor of Nicaragua. We're 15 minutes from Granada and 1 hour from San Juan de Sur. These are the two most visited areas, the most visited areas in Nicaragua, and we're right smack in the middle of it, so that helps as well. Yes, just to complement a little bit, Marco already said really the most important part, but the Mombacho volcano, many people ask, go out here on the patio, look at the volcano, and there we are. Granada is the most visited town by tourism. It's also the oldest town on the mainland. And Mombacho is a very, very green rainforest volcano, and we are right on the way up to the top of the volcano. And in Nicaragua, you have to be signed up as a tour operator and gain international recognition. You need permits in terms of capacity, experience, and practices in the industry. So we, as Café Las Flores, in the tourism department, have been registered now as a tour operator for 11 years now, but work with all the other tour operators in the country. They subcontract our services. They are the ones who move mostly the traditional type tourists, and we, with our specialization and so on, work in the area specifically of adventure tourism and offer our own services, including in Granada, what we do, the farm, and complementing a little bit what there is in the area of Los Pueblos and so on. Yes, I would like to begin by congratulating you for your presentation and what you've done. How do you believe you could contribute to the traditional coffee sector in Nicaragua, and based on your experience and the cases and examples, change this culture, the old-fashioned traditional culture, and generate a coffee culture that is more responsible in environmental and social terms, in terms of child labor, environmental impacts generated by obsolete coffee-producing technology, working with the communities? How can you contribute to improve the impact of the coffee industry in Nicaragua, and what could Café Las Flores contribute to this process of transformation of coffee production in Nicaragua? Well, clearly these are market-driven forces. Consumers at world level are demanding certain standards that translate into certifications. This can be Fair Trade, Rainforest Alliance, Smithsonian, Bird Friendly. I mean, there's many out there. But I would say that the coffee sector is a leader in Nicaragua in terms of responsible management of its business for this very reason. So if we look at how UNIRSE and other organizations that work around the issue of CSR, corporate social responsibility, you will always have at least 2 or 3, 4, 5 coffee farms. Usually it's the large coffee owners, and what we still need to do is sort of trickle this down. The challenge is to bring this environmental concern, social concern to the medium and smaller producers. The larger producers understand, of course, more and have more information about the foreign markets, and the market-driven aspects are already pretty much on board.
All right. Un aplauso para Café Las Flores.